What is happening, guys, and welcome to today's new video. So we're starting this video on my stairs. I don't know why, but I forgot to record the intro to this video that I recorded that you're about to see. But what we're going to be doing in today's video is I'm going to be explaining to you guys how to structure a full push session. So this is your chest, shoulders and triceps. So during this video, I'm going to be explaining to you guys what sets I do, what reps I do, exercise execution and exercise selection, and a range of other things that you guys can implement into your push sessions. I'm going to do a series on this for push, pull and legs, because a lot of people struggle to format where to put certain exercises, how to optimize muscle growth, how to optimize recovery. Because a lot of people find a lot of people have asked me, oh, when I do push, I seem to get fatigued in my front delts or in the pressing movements throughout the session. So I'm going to show you guys how to work around this and the sets, the reps, everything. I'm going to do my best to explain as much as I can to help you guys structure your push sessions and for you guys to get as big as possible and get that hypertrophy that you want. So I will see you guys in the gym, even though it's already happened and I've already trained. So let me know in the comments what you want to see. Let me know how it goes if you try out this push session. And I hope you guys enjoy the video and I'll see you guys soon.
What's happening, everyone? So as I explained, I'm going to be explaining to you guys a full push session. And the first exercise we have today is a low incline dumbbell press. So this is the main exercise I selected for today, purely because the upper chest is a weak area in most people. And the upper chest is what a lot of people need to stimulate to be able to grow that big chest that they want, because this is the area that a lot of people are lacking in, especially me, which is why I'm doing these low incline dumbbell press. So the first thing I want to talk to you about is sets. So I do 2 working sets on everything. That was just my top set, and what you're about to see now is a back off set. So the reason why I only do 2 sets is because when you're taking the exercise to absolute failure, you're not going to be able to do any more sets than that. You're going to burn out your muscles completely on the top two sets that you're doing. And if you do any more sets, the volume's too much. You're not going to be able to recover from it. And I saw someone say the other day, you can only grow from what you can recover from. So if you're doing too much volume, you're not going to be able to grow as much. And it's just about I do 12 sets a week on chest. That's all I do. And on most muscle groups, I do the same. So yeah, the sets, 2 working sets, absolute failure. But again, like I previously explained, you have to earn the right to go to failure. If your form's not good, you haven't got that slow eccentric, you're not controlling the weight throughout the whole movement, you can't train to failure, because otherwise you can cause injury, you're gonna recruit other muscle groups. So yeah, the first exercise that we've done is the low incline dumbbell press. So next up, we have the shoulder press machine. Now I want to talk to you guys about reps. So in these 2 sets, the top set, I work from a 6 to 10 rep range, which is this set right now. And then the second set, I do a back off, which is 12 to 15 reps. This is just going to allow you to get strong over a multitude of rep ranges to recruit a number of muscle fibers and overall just grow that muscle as much as possible. And as I always say, you need to control the eccentric phase of the movement. So important, because this is where the most damage occurs and you're 15% stronger in the eccentric phase. So next up, we have the PEC Fly machine, but in this exercise, we working on the upper chest by doing an incline PEC Fly, as you can see here. So I really like this exercise because it really puts all the tension on that upper chest, as you'll see in a minute. And it's just a great exercise to fully isolate that upper chest and get them fibers working. So in this exercise, we want to, again, control the eccentric phase of the movement, and we really want to aim to drive our clavicular fibers up. So we're working through that range of motion and controlling the weight throughout the whole exercise, as always, and making sure that chest is working at all times. So again, like I always say, we want to be progressively overloading on every exercise each week. We want to either increase the reps or the load that we're putting on the bar or the resistance that we're pushing. So this obviously, again, is just it's gonna force tissue to grow. If we're touching new weights, then we're going to be growing new tissue. So I also think it's important to remember that in the first 2-3 years of training, we need to really try and perfect the basics and really work with the basics instead of trying to change everything up, do these loads of different things. All that's important, training can be made simple. Progressive overload, eating the right food, bumping the load or the reps up each week, and just mastering form execution. And that's all you need to do to start off with. Next up, we have a crucifix lateral raise, working on the side delts. This is probably my favorite type or form of lateral raise to grow the side delts. Again, like I've said before, I think the side delts are so important and very neglected because they really do make your physique look much wider. And when you perfect form and fully isolate that small muscle group of the mid delts, then it's going to really make a difference in your physique and make you look much wider. Again, form execution needs to be perfect. Slow eccentric phase, work to failure, train the muscle hard, and then you'll get them big mid delts. So next up, we have a decline chest press. So when training, it doesn't really matter what exercises you do select, as long as you're perfecting the form. You've got the form execution on lockdown. You're controlling the eccentric, and you're really recruiting as many muscle fibers as possible and creating that muscle damage. It's not too important what exercise you're selecting. You've just got to really try and think, what do I need to improve most? What area of my chest do I want to improve? If it happens to be the upper chest, do more upper chest exercises. If not, then do more lower chest exercises. The muscle cannot be shocked. The muscle does not know what exercise it is performing. The muscle fibers are just recruited. It will react to a stimulus and exert the amount of force which is needed. So that's what we need to think about when we're thinking about exercise selection. You don't need to shock the muscles. The muscles aren't aware if you're doing an incline Smith machine press or you're doing it if you're incline benching a table. Like, that was a random example, but it doesn't matter. It will just react to the certain load against it. So on the back off set of this exercise, we're doing a rest pause set. So this is where you do go to absolute failure on the first set, and then you rest for 20 seconds and go again on the same weight. You'll literally barely get any reps out. But that, again, is just taking the muscle past failure when the muscle's at its weakest point and it can't work anymore. So if you're, again, you have to earn the right to do this, but I feel like it's a good thing to do if you're working to failure and you want to include something else in your exercises. So the final exercise is a tricep extension, just simple isolated movement. Some people like to do 2 tricep exercises at the end of the session, but again, you've got to just base it around your training. I've got quite good triceps, and I feel like that's not something I need to work on as much, so I don't do the extra volume because I don't think it's necessary for me. But if that's something you need to work on, just add another tricep exercise in the end. So I'm going to put the full session as a screenshot at the end of this video, so you guys can screenshot it, copy it if you want. Let me know how it goes. But I'm just going to do a summary of the whole session as well, and just bits that you can remember and you can take from the video. Okay, let's run through everything we've spoke about in this video quickly. So we've got sets, 2 sets. That's what I do. 2 sets, a top set and a back off set. Rep range 6 to 10 reps on the top set, 12 to 15 on the back off. Then we've got exercise execution, the most important thing when training, for that full mind muscle connection, control the weight through the whole exercise and have that slow eccentric phase in the movement. Trying to focus on perfecting the basics if you're a beginner, and just in general, just understanding the basic principles of training and how you're going to progress these over time. And yeah, that's about it really. I think with all muscles, they're going to be growing the same way, they're going to be built the same way, so we just need to apply this to everything. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I'll be getting a pull session out soon and a leg session out soon, along with my other videos. Give us a message on FOT Fitness on Instagram if you have any questions, or just in general. Give a screenshot to this push session and let me know what you want to see in the comments, because it will help out a lot if you guys give me some suggestions to what you guys want to see, so I can provide for you guys. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.